Thank you. Am I back? I can't even tell. I don't know what's going on. And now my computer's just going crazy. All right. Well, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I looked up and I saw that Hype had said that the stream was down and actually offline instead of just whatever the refresh thing is. So I don't know what that was about. But now I've got a bunch of like, I restarted my computer to see if that had something to do with it. Anyway, all right, so let's keep going. I did not kick my router. It's upstairs. Tim says, how are you? I'm okay. I'm flustered right now. Not because of anything besides the stream, but, you know, whatever. So, sorry about that. I'm really sorry. Technology, while it is a wonderful thing, really just gets in the way most of the time. You sound better than in one of your last videos. Yes, I am no longer suffering from that cold, though I actually just have been noticing today that I think I might still have some sinus stuff going on. But at least I'm not coughing up a lung anymore. Alright, so I'm putting the other side of tape on this hinge. I don't know what the throw is expected to be on that, but that seems pretty reasonable for such a giant Elevon. Anyway. So now I'm just going to cut off the extra bit of tape. Clean that up. Skype me, I'll DJ. What's the YouTube policy, content policy on that? That's what I want to know. And can we manage the audio well enough? All right, so now we have to laminate them, I believe. Cut 2-inch wide strips of laminate the length of the elevon. Cover the 1/2 inch strips of tape you just placed and iron the laminate into place. Make sure, as you use the iron, that the elevons end up flat and flush with the wing, not bending up in places. If they seem to be pulled places, reheat the area with the iron and lay an object over the elevon to keep it flat as the laminate cools. Repeat. Do I want to do that on, I think I need to do, yeah, I need to do it on both sides. Okay. Hopefully I have enough laminate left. I have not been particularly careful about how much I use. All right. Ooh, look at that. It's real nice. Okay. Now I need to get our iron back and ready to go. Oh, it's hot. Okay. Thank you, Rachel. So I want it to be flat when we're done with it. Hyph, would you mind pinging drones on Slack that this is live, just to make sure that he knows? I forgot to do that. There, that piece isn't gonna work. How's this one look? Not much better. Luckily, thought I had a reserved stash of it somewhere. I'll be right back. just about right. While at my desk, yeah. My desk is always a mess, especially since I started doing the live stream. It's been horrible. Oh, that's upside down. Dirt Diver, hello, Brian. So I'm heating up the laminate and laying it cool, or laying it flat so that while it cools, it will stay flat, hopefully. I'm just trimming off some extras here that I'll clean up in a second. That's a little dark. Once you put those servos on, it will definitely hold in place. Alright, so we've put the laminate on now, and that will protect the, well, we'll give it strength, but it will also keep the tape protection against UV rays, because the tape likes to kind of disintegrate, which is never good. Ugh. I ran before this, and I took a shower, and I can't stop sweating. I hate it. Alright, so we need 2 more strips for the other side. I definitely set that in the pizza. So what I didn't realize the first time that I used laminate is that it actually has 2 sides. One has like a sticky bit, and the other doesn't. and I was trying to laminate on the sticky side, and that obviously caused some major problems because the heat would stick to the sticky bit. Now I'm just laying down the leftover bits that got kind of over the outside. Okay, so this one's a little bit more, so I'm going to reheat this a little bit and try to lay it down a little bit flatter. And I'm just going to set this thing on it to keep it from flapping back. Anyway, does anybody have any questions while we've got a bit of a break here? What's next? Motor. Use a hot glue gun to mount it to the wing, and take a strip of extreme tape and wrap it over the mount. And then laminate over it. Well, we already put... Great, now where's that? We already put the motor on and glued it pretty solidly. So we might have to get creative about how we're using the extreme tape. Does a wing take longer than a quad? I assume you mean the build? Oh yeah. Because you paint it, you assemble it, you laminate everything, and then trimming it is tricky. Like the plain world equivalent of tuning is an adventure, especially if you've never flown one, because they're not, in my opinion, not very easy to fly. Planes, that is, relative to quads anyway. Does a winged, yeah, so BB Nux says, hey, I'm just going to respond to a message really quick. I'm sorry, it's important to me. I apologize. Okay, then, now that we've got that, let's, well, we've got the hot glue gun heating up here. So we're going to mount it on the back, obviously. And there's a little bit of, it's got a little bit of an angle up, it seems, which will help keep the nose up in flight. I'm going to try to put it as level as possible just looking at it. And even if we don't get tape on it exactly the way that they want it, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think the glue will do a good job, and it's going to be an easy part to put back together if need be. Although in retrospect, I should have had the motor wires coming out the top instead of the bottom. Nope, here goes nothing. Try to work that glue around as much as I can. And backfill a little bit in here. I'm just trying to get some glue up underneath the corners. Alright, that'll do that. I think we could just do some extreme tape this way, rather than the way that they wanted, which is too late. Because we put the motor on right away. I think they expected us to have mounted the motor after this step, so that's okay. I think it'll be fine. And then we need to laminate over that because, once again, the UV issues. Ah, sticky side. Shoot. I'm going to cut a release or a relief joint. So I can get that in there nice and firm. There. That looks like it'll stay on pretty good. What is the minimum skill level that I should be before going to an organized quad race? 0. Go to them as soon as possible. Message Scott, just like you told me at Drone Eclipse and you replaced the camera for free. I figured the problem was the FPV transmitter wasn't giving enough power. He even let me keep the 2 cameras. I'm telling you, it's Drone Eclipse and Scott they are the best. You need to be, they're a member of the community that we definitely need to be supporting. But I can't talk about them much because this is not their stream. Cool. All right. So we've got our motor mount installed. We got our elevons installed. Install the battery. Install the battery is laid on its side back 2 inches from the nose of the plane. Cut a single slot with a soldering iron 4 inches back and 8 inches wide, deep enough for the ESC and receiver to sit on their edge and the servos to lay on their sides at the ends of the slot with 2 servo arms toward the wing tips. So, if I'm looking at this, I don't know if you can even see that because of the light, but basically the battery is going in the nose here, 2 inches back from the tip, and then the ESC and servos are going to be in here. And they're going to connect right there. Let me grab, we got the battery right here. So, and this is on the top. Yeah, the top. I guess I'll heat my, soldering iron up. I don't know how high it needs to be, but we'll try a low setting and see what happens here. So, 2 inches back from the nose. Install the battery is laid on its side, back 2 inches from the nose of the plane. Okay, so we're going to go back 2 inches from the nose, and that's going to start right there. And then it's going to go to the back, which is here. So that is a 3-inch long battery, and it's pretty much dead center, so that's good. And now from the videos that I watched, you should be able to just plunge your soldering iron right into it. I'll take this off. And it will just melt it all away. And now with a pair of pliers, let's see how that's going to fit. Ooh, it's nice and snug. So we'll keep working our way down. I watched the video and they said that they went all the way to the tape at the bottom, which we did last week. So we'll see if that's necessary in our case. This is a pretty compact little battery. I'd love to be able to put a 4-cell in here, just to see what that's like, but it should do a pretty good job on 3-cell. It's actually coming out pretty easy. Bada bing! Look at that. That is nice and snug. I'm going to make a little bit of a incision here to try to give the battery wires some relief, so that it will fit out pretty easy, like that. Let's see if I can clean up some of these spots here. That are keeping me from going all the way down. Hey everyone. Hey individual. Money. I like that. That'll work great. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thingy, but the balance lead is just immense on this. Oh my gosh, I'm here. Mr. Michael, how's it going? Alright, now we want to, where's my thing? Okay, cut a single slot with a soldering iron 4 inches back and 8 inches wide, deep enough for the ESC and receiver to sit on their edge, and servos laying. Where's my left? Alright, so we want to go 4 inches back, which is yeah. Ooh. I hate it when this happens. There. And then 8 inches wide. So starting at 4 inches, I'm going to go from 8 to 4. 8 to 1. And that looks a lot like the diagram, so. Okay. Okay. Now we got a nice big hello. Need our receiver. And the speed controller. There it is. Oh, it's a big boy. So they want this to go in like this, but this thing's taller than the plane practically. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Slow-mo. Is it slow-mo for everyone else? Anyone else? That's just the drugs kicking in. Okay. We're to that time of the night, are we? What's up? Oop, shoot. So I guess that's what they want right there. That's all the way to the bottom. Which works, I guess, but not the prettiest thing in the world. Also seems like it could overheat potentially. Okay, I gotta grab some XT60s real quick. I got a bunch, I just need to grab them. Crank up the soldering iron so I can the XC60 up. Okay. Just got this shipment in the other day, actually. Right. These bad boys. So we can cut this pretty short. And maybe if you do this at home, use this old tip or something like that, because this is not wanting to come clean. Get some heat shrink on this bad boy. I like to get plenty of solder on these. I've had a few of them break at inconvenient times. And while it's not the end of the world, it can be it can end a flight session. So might as well be overzealous on the bench. Oh, you know what? I'll just take this thing out. That would be smart. Some days I just wish I had 3 moons. Okay. Got our XT60 applied. Take this, go over to the heat gun. I'm just gonna check on something real quick. I'm sorry again. Okay, so now I'm going to solder the motor wires on, I guess, which are pretty good lengths as it is. So I'll do one of them and heat shrink it, and then come back for the other two once I... Well, I guess motor direction doesn't matter, because then I'll just use the other direction prop, so I'll just do them all. I'm going to re-tin all of these. Just finished my tiny whoop. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I don't have one yet. So I'm just going to do this the lazy way. Just solder them directly together like this. Add a little bit more. Dirt Diver, do you have a good office for terrorizing people with your tiny whoop? Because that's, I think that would be just about the best part of those things. Working on my mini owl. Nice. Those are pretty cool. Where'd you get yours? That's brushless, right? Alright, so I'm going to heat gun this, but I'm going to be really careful to try to keep it pointed away from the foam. Okay, motor should be installed and running now. Probably just hot glue that down or something like that. I should get a tiny whip just so I can do the live stream with it. That'd be fun. Is it possible to shrink wrap a flight test speed build kit? I assume you mean laminate. And if you mean laminate, then yes. I think you should be able to do this with anything. Alright, so now we need to do our servos, which are just these guys. And they need to go straight back to the elevator. Where's the body? With the majority of their weight towards the back of the plane. So I'm going to put it in like this. Turn my soldering iron down a little bit for this part. Yeah, I went for a run before the stream, and I just sweat like crazy when I run. And I have not yet cooled down all the way. Probably put the Yeah, that's fine. Are you feeding Tova? Are you feeding Tova? Oh, okay. I did already give her dinner. I did give her dinner already. Dinner. This is her second time eating now. Yeah. No, it's okay. I don't remember if I gave her breakfast, so. Okay. It adds minimal rigidity to planes. I don't know. I would say it adds a good amount. But it definitely will give it a better slip screen, so it'll be faster, which is always fun. My soldering iron tip is getting loose, but I can't tighten it while it's hot. Yes. How many miles do you run and how many days a week? When I'm in shape, I shoot for about 20 miles a week total, usually 5 miles at a time. Lately, because I got sick, and then it was also my birthday at the same time, I did not treat my body very well in terms of sweets. So now I'm just doing 5Ks until I feel better. So I think that I maybe made this a little bit too loose and it was supposed to be more snug. Which is fine, I'll just glue it in place, but I think for anybody else that does this, should make sure that they get it more snug than I did. Alright, where are the servo horns? Alright, so let's first center this servo. I'll have a battery connected to that. So this will go out signal there. I'm just gonna quick solder a quick little battery lead together. Nice. Giant steel. Ugh, these pads are just too close together. Michael, don't tell Brian. This is inappropriately large wire for these pads. But I don't need to do it pretty. Oh my gosh. There. Okay. Just got a battery. Plug that in. So this is a servo tester. So we've got full to full, and then we want to put it in the middle of that. So, and then the servo is going to sit this way. So we're going to put our servo control horn thing on here like that. And that's full deflection. That's full deflection. So that's about as good as it's going to get. The rest will come down to trim. Okay, cool. Ready there. Little Phillips. That can't be right. Yeah, that's kind of like it. I sprayed a little bit already too. Okay, so that servo arm is now installed. And now when we put it on here, should be able to freely swing to most of its deflection. I don't think we'll be using all of the deflection, but we can make sure that we have enough room for it. Not quite enough yet. That looks pretty good. What quad is this for? It is for a plane, actually. Alright, so I'm not going to glue that in there yet because inevitably there's some mistake that I'll have to fix for. guys got a quad? Yeah, I think everybody in here has a quad. Michael has a quad store, so, well, I guess not just quads, it's also planes, like this one right here. Oh, I love this map. Just throw all this stuff in one of these little nooks and crannies. And everything sorts itself out. Okay, so this one's going to be on the other side, like this. So it needs to do the opposite of the other one. Okay. I'm famous, he said my name. I can't tell sarcasm, he said sarcastically. Just getting into FPV. Yeah. Turn back now if you ever want hope to never be hooked on it. It is quite a bit of an addiction for some of us, myself included, myself especially. I'm trying to cut this one a little bit tighter than I did the last one. How are things going? They're going okay. Yeah, what Dirt Diver said about getting an ftv-chat.com if you're a newcomer and you're looking for a community that can help answer your questions and kind of get you going in the right direction and be able to learn from their mistakes. FPV chat is a great place to start. Also on FPV HQ, there's an article that was just posted recently that kind of lists out all of the details of what you need to do your first quad, which is pretty cool. So if that's something that would be useful, definitely recommend checking that out as well. I'm also, while I'm waiting for the soldering iron to cool down a little bit, cutting the spot for the receiver. Is the TBS ring any good? FPVHQ offers it, so it's got to be good. When are you doing another podcast with Wylam, or are you just asking why? I don't know if Y is here right now. But hopefully soon. He invited me sometime last week, but I was not able to join. It's because of time constraints. But as soon as possible, for sure. I love hanging out with Y. Y is a good friend of mine. Y in his lead all the time. One of my recent videos was from down in Louisville flying with him. That's a little more snug than the last one. That's nice. So I gotta increase the throws here for the servo. Let's do a quick test. I race RC cars in the winter, so I need something to do in the summer. Nice. Well, maybe I'll have to race RC cars in the winter then, because I need something to do during the winter. Don't tell my wife. That looks pretty good. I'll try to get that a little bit deeper first. What's up, dude? What's up? What is up? Where are you all checking in from today? Sorry there's no giveaway. Did not quite find a vendor to participate. Working on some cool stuff coming up though. For giveaways. No spoilers, but next week's giveaway is going to be sweet. Think fully ready to fly quad. Houston, we have a problem. So I'm digging out the spot for the receiver. Just here. That one fits in there a little better. Will it fit with a servo loop though? Oh, that's good. Miami. Nice. Alright, so we've got our servos installed. They're not doing anything yet, actually. Yeah, they're not doing anything yet. I'm going to go ahead and glue them down so that they don't move anywhere on me while I'm working on this. Just going to put a little bit of hot glue. Don't need a lot because it's going to be well compacted in there. I'm going to do a 130 size quad. I do not know anything about the air data set. But I can tell you that next week's episode will be a 130 size quad. Actually a 120 sized. It's even smaller. So that's going to be pretty cool. So definitely come and check that out. Should be on its way to me right now. Right, so I'm just leaving the wires loose for now, and we're going to get that all jimmied up in a bit. Alright, so Put your push rods on the outside of the servo arms to get the maximum width. This allows you to place your push rods slightly further out the elevon, reducing the force required to move the entire elevon, and reducing any chance of twist in the elevon. You will want to use the hole closest to the servo. Good. Use the push rod to measure directly back from the hole in the servo arm and place a mark on the front edge of the elevon. Depending on your servo, you may need to use a small drill bit to widen the hole in the servo arm. Oh gosh, I hope not. Dang it, we are one of those people. Shoot. I don't have this. Don't currently have the drill bit small enough for that, so I'm going to try to just dig it out with this knife. What channel should I go on an FPV chat? Just ask in general, and then somebody will direct you to the right place. Just ping Dirt Diver too, because he was the one that sent you there. There we go. So do I have to do the bending? Oh no. These guys. And those go on the form end. Okay, yeah. Cool. Alright, we're at it. Okay. Cool. Now. I feel like I'm missing a piece. What is supposed to go from this hole to the bottom? Aha. Okay. I just fried my maize. Oh, that's a bummer. What motor is that? It is a Angry Bees 2204 2450 kV motor. Okay. Alright, So measure exactly straight back and put a mark on the arm. On the front part. Should be right there. Use a sharp blade and cut a slit completely through the elevon where you want the horn. The mark you made in the previous step should be the inside edge of that slot, not the center, to allow enough room for the easy connector on the servo horn. Remove the thing, push the servo horns through the bottom of the elevon so that the base is flat against the bottom of the elevon. Use hot glue along the base of the servo horn and down through the melted slot around the horn to keep the horn in place. Okay. So what this is saying wait, do these go like this or like this? Can't tell if they're leaning forward or leaning backwards. Looks like they're leaning forwards. So like this. Is that right? I cannot tell from the picture. Yeah, it's leaning over the fuselage, so you got it right. There's my knife now. Using knives. There it is. The mark you just made is the inside edge, right? That is correct. So that is my best interpretation of what I think it's saying. Push the extra tab. Attach the easy connectors to the top horn. Do I even use the other half? Doesn't look like it. Are you almost done? Yeah, I'm getting real close now. I'm not going to be putting on FPV quite yet. Might save that for another stream or a video. So I can kind of practice line of sight flying with this hopefully invincible wing. I say hopefully because I guarantee you I will smash the heck out of it before I get any good at flying it. Oop. So I'm just trying to connect the little connector thing. All right, let's see if that works at all. Oh, wait, I need to tighten that down. So this has another little screw that's going to lock in the servo horn, but I can still adjust it later if I need to recenter or retrim the servo, which is pretty neat. Easy connector, not so easy, yeah, I guess. That wasn't too bad. I just had to figure out what I was doing. Alright, so now this isn't sliding around on there. Okay, there's my servo tester. Ooh, not that one. Well, that's a 3-cell. Not a huge amount of throw, but because these elevons are so big compared to the rest of the wing, I think that's somewhat on purpose. But I can always adjust it later. If I put it on the lowest one, for example, it's going to have a huge throw. Or if I put this up higher. And so I can always go back and change that later if I decide that I want it to be more snappy. Is there any way to get that camera angle better? Oh, sorry. What do you want to see? Yeah, if you guys ever want to change anything about what is being shown, you just let me know. I'll change everything around for you. So I'm going to leave a little bit off the back. Jeez. Holy Lord. Oh my goodness. There we go. No, that's not going to stab anyone. This isn't quite rigid enough. Is anybody going to IDRA East next weekend? I wish I was, but I'm going to a different thing, which will be cooler. Alright, now the other side. Something like that. Okay. Do this thing. Okay, and this is the inside edge. Let's go this way. That looks pretty good right there. Hot glue, hot glue. Ouch. Sorry, fingers. I'm sorry. This should be an interesting maiden. How do you say that? It's going to be great. Or do you mean inside the house? Because that's probably not going to happen. Alright. Other not so easy connector. Did you already laminate this plane? Yep, in the previous episode of the live stream I did. Which you should be able to just, it might even be in the also watch section of this page. I should have linked to part 1 there, that would have been a good idea. I gotta say though, of all of the control horns that I've played with, which is not many, to be honest, these do seem like they're among the strongest. These ones. Nope. There it goes. I'm sweating again. That's ridiculous. All right. So now on this side, here's what is the battery. And I'll move it down just a little bit. It looks like it's favoring up, so I'm just going to loosen this, rebalance the L-bond, tighten it back up, and now should have full swing to both sides. Like that. I've made a huge mistake. You notice how this one is on this side? And how this one is on this side? Well, it'll fly. Can't be bothered. Alright. What is Tyrannus normal mapping? T-A-E-R. So channel 1 will be throttle. Channel wait, okay. 2 and channel 3. So I think that the Tyrannus will mix this for us. Okay, no magic smoke. Do wings use tilted motor mounts to compensate for the torque? This one is got some up tilt, but that's just to help keep the nose up. Create model. I'm making a wing. Does it have an engine? Yes. Channel 1. Channel 2 will be this one. No, let's see. So I gotta mirror this. Pretty hilarious. Do you recognize some of your viewers? Sometimes. Okay, so channel 2 is this one. So servo to 2, we're good. And then 3 is this one. Okay. Good, good, good. Has your model got a rudder? No. Channel 1, channel 3, channel 2. Enter long to confirm. Okay. Page into that. And do a bind on D16. Okay. This is always the hardest part about any build. It's binding the freaking receiver. Bound. Look at that. First try. That That never happens. What? Wow, it had BL Heli on it. I wonder if it's got active braking. So we've got some stuff wrong. So tilting forward does a roll, tilting backward does a roll. Right pulls up, left pulls down. Throttle? Throttle works. Okay. So, we need to figure out how to reverse. We need to reverse a servo, probably. Page, page, page. Why do I even have a rudder? Channel 2. So I gotta figure out how to swap those. Are you sure we have this plugged in right? Well, no, our throttle works, so I know. Channel 2. What happens if we just swap channel 2 and 3? Same thing. You have to add both aileron and elevator sources to both elevons, then reverse the weight in the Tyrannus on one of them. Okay. So let's try this one. Enter. Switch the direction here. Okay. Okay, so now we've got that backwards. So that did it. So thank you for that suggestion. Nope, wrong. And then so I'm going to go back. I'm going to swap the weight down on the one that I just changed. Okay. Hey, look at that. Up nose, down nose, roll right, roll left. Okay, that did it. So, roll right is good, because the right elevon comes up. Roll left is good, because the left elevon comes up. And then pull nose up is good, and nose down is good. Just, geez, get hyped differentiator button. Yeah, I know. I need to fix this. But this works real well, so it's like, can't be bothered. Okay. So I just gotta find a attractive way to get all these wires hidden down in here. because I don't want to cut and solder them, mostly out of laziness. That is just not attractive. So much battery stuffs. Full rates on the scythe is death. Well, so I will add a big curve on it, but like all I've got right now is I don't have very much throw at all the way that this has it set up, which is fine. I'm okay with that. So I'll tinker around with it, but I will definitely put a big curve on it before I fly it. So I think I'm going to do this. Where's my Velcro? Aha. So I'm going to put Velcro on the female end of this XT60. And some male Velcro right on the plane. So that in flight, these aren't dangling up and over as much. I'm good at that. Michael, I may be ordering one for you soon. Yeah, I'm pumped about this. Like, I cannot wait to go fly this thing, even line of sight. You know, being an FPV aficionado, it'll be fun to. So what I want to do is have an antenna point straight down and one straight up. So I think I'm just going to literally tape it down like that. And that'll be good enough for any flying I'll do with this thing. That should work. Wonder how my center of gravity ended up. So it was supposed to be 5 inches back from the leading edge, I think. Is that right? 5.5 back from the nose. So 5.5 inches. Is here. It's pretty close. It's slightly nose heavy, I think, which is good, especially with the slight up tilt on the motor back here. Oh, we didn't actually see which direction the motor was going. So yeah, it's probably within a half an inch of the It's so cute to just hear one BL heli beep at a time. So we're spinning this way, which means our prop is going to push, so that's wrong. We'll start with the 4-inchers and try the 5 later. This way. I should do it. Actually, I'm not sure that this will even swing the 5-inch. Looking at that, because the body is in the way. This motor is not tall enough. That's interesting. Oh, that thing is loud. Just freaked the crap out of the cat. All right, let's throw a curve on here for maiden tomorrow. So we're going to find the curves tab, and I'm just going to add a 6-point curve. 7-point rather. I'm going to leave the middle at 0. I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. Something like 15. I'll take this one to probably 40. Let's say 30. And then we can take the top end to full deflection. Tell you what, let's just make this 10. We'll make this a little bit higher. Okay, and then on the other end, we want -10 and oops, let's see, that's 0 still. Like this, -35. And full deflection. FPV something says good night, guys. Good night. Alright, so we've got our curve. So that's going to make it nice and squishy in the middle and then really intense on the outside. So we'll go back here. Page. And then so now we need to apply. Yeah. That curve to the channel, not the throttle. Actually, I think I don't know. Go to the output. No, to the channel. Edit. Curve. We want custom 1. Then this one. Curve. Why do you do the manual curve instead of Expo? Because it gives me finer control of the curve. So I can decide if I want it to be a little bit more squishy in the center or less squishy in the center, just to make it feel exactly the way I want it to. That end, I didn't know that Expo was available. I guess Expo right there would do it, but this, I don't know, this way is just another way. You know, obviously I made my curve a lot like an exponential, but not quite exactly that. So, idiocy is the real reason, but because I'm smart is the made-up reason. So now, when I give it deflection, it should be real sweet general until the end, which it is. There you go. That is how you build an FPV wing, I guess. But don't take it from me, try it for yourself. Man, this thing looks so good. And it's just rock solid. I love it. Let's put another vinyl on it. Oh wait, we forgot the vertical stabilizers. Here's what. Right. I need to clean this desk off again. I actually cleaned it up for the first episode of the plane, and then I lived with it for a week, and now it's a disaster zone again. it's here somewhere. More instructions. Ah, here it is. Okay, how do we do these? I assume it's just glue it to the side, but... To attach fins, hold fins in place against the ends of each wing. Make a 1-inch mark in the center of the fin where it meets the top of the wing. Then use your razor blade to cut out that 1-inch section in the fin. Huh? Wait, what's that connecting to? Oh, I see. Okay. So what we're going to do is cut through. This stuff is tough. Holy cow. Do the same with this one. Just glued mine on with low temp hot glue. Okay, I'll do that as well. I like the idea that they're saying, so I do want to do it. So basically, what is going to happen is that I'm going to be able to cross the high intensity tape through the hole under both the top and the bottom of the wing, and that's going to add a nice like tie down essentially. Has anyone ever met Humboldt? I think he's really popular in the California crew out there, the IDRA West. But yeah, Shane, I think is his real name. He's a nice guy. I haven't gotten to meet him in person yet. Yeah, but what are your guys' thoughts? Is anybody going to pick up a wing, especially one from FPV HQ? I'm pretty dang impressed with how rigid this thing seems. I hope that I can't break it, but it seems like it'll take a pretty serious beating. I'm just waiting for the hot glue to heat up, I'm sorry. All right. Is it hot? Okay. Need to get a hot glue gun with a bigger throw. Accidentally put glue on the hold on. That wouldn't be working. I wish I had the presence of mind to paint these guys ahead of time. Oh well. Can always do it later, I guess. Shitty colors. This matches my Tyrannus. So now what this says we can do is take this and the blade and cut it down to size. I think that this is actually pretty freaking genius. Where you can take a piece and put it through that hole that we made. And essentially tie this whole thing down like that. And that'll help give it a little bit extra rigidity. I'm going to put one right here as well. I need to send you some green vinyl. Yeah, there you go. Send me vinyl of my logo, so I can put my face on this thing. Because I'm just that vain. That orange is a rough combo. I didn't think it was that bad, but it's not perfect. That's for sure. Excuse me. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of the rest of that. Get the new piece. very happy with how that angle turned out. No. Stop. Stop it. Oh gosh. Game over, man. Look at that sweet stuff. I'm just knocking stuff off the desk now. So I've got some vinyl for the winglets. Oh, that looks so good. Oh no, the V! I'm back! Oh no. I'm not going to use the FPV as not a crime one. I don't like that very much. I'm going to put this other FPV HQ one on here. Oh no. Stick on that little bastard. You're not supposed to use heat or something with these, are you? There you go. The FPV HQ micro scythe 26-inch FPV wing, ready to go for non-FPV at the moment, but it will be FPV before too long, I'm sure. Pretty good looking little rig. I'm sure I'm going to regret saying this, but this thing looks like it's hard to break. I'm sure I'm going to break it now, but yeah, dang. There you go. FPV HQ Scythe 26-inch. Going to be yours for the one-time low price of $75. Everything that you see here, except the receiver. But I think that this is going to be a good kit for anyone looking to start with fixed wing, both line of sight and FPV. So yeah, so pop on over, pick it up. I think there's a discount code somewhere for like 5% off, I think, of everything that you buy there. So if you need to pick up your receiver and maybe an extra set of FPV gear too, you can get that all in one go. I'm just adding a little hot glue to hold the motor wire down so that it doesn't end up getting pulled back into the motor, which would be disastrous, to say the least. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to fly it into a lawnmower. What? I'm just waiting for the hot glue to dry and keeping it in place. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by the FPV live stream to check out FPV HQ's Scythe 27-inch. I'm pumped about where this is going. I will definitely record the maiden flight so that you can see how many times I smash it into the ground trying to get it to fly right. And yeah, so FPV HQ micro scythe, or scythe 27-inch. It's going to be good. Jesse Turner asks, how do you launch FPV? You would launch it line of sight with goggles up, and then switch into goggles, or pull your goggles down and then continue flying it, because these will stay pretty level after they're in the air. So yeah, that's been a process. I think that probably took 6, 7, 8 hours total just to get it all together, but it's worth it. This thing is going to be pretty sweet. And then later I'll come back and drop in some FPV gear on it, get a little camera up in the nose and VTX coming up probably somewhere near the motor here. And yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. Anyway, that's it. That's this episode of the FPV live stream. Tune in next week for the Uber 120. It's gonna be a fun little the 3-inch quad. That's very unique in its construction. So it'll be a process. It'll be fun. But anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by the FPV live stream. As always, super glad that you're here checking it out. And come back next week at 8 o'clock, hopefully for a interruption-free, that time, live stream. So, thanks everybody.